should be live in just a second. There we go. I am now just waiting for visual confirmation of me being live. I will just check the audio levels and everything seems alright. So today we will be working on this. Now, last time I did the outer walls here. This time I will be doing some interior because this all just looks very bland. And so I kind of want to add some more details inside just for the hell of it. I can't post on Reddit where I typically post my works because apparently you can only post once every 2 weeks. So I thought might as well just do some more because from the outside it looked great. From the inside, not so much. It's very bland. Also I removed the chandelier here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be just focusing a bit on this, trying to see if we need a something here. We will be focusing a bit on this terrace up here. And then finally, we are going to be taking a very good look at what this down here will be used for. Because I want it to look actually, well, lived in when I have to do it anyway. Then we're also going to be adding some shrubbery. We're going to be adding an entrance down here. Whether or not I will get through all of this in this stream, I have no idea. I actually don't think so. I don't think I'll be live for more than 2 or 3 hours. So that's just setting the expectations. But yeah, that should also be about it. So, what better place to start than down here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly just outline where all of the logs are, because that will actually make quite a substantial difference. Should be about there. I think it will be pushed into there. This will be very irregular sizing because it has to conform to the bend of the build itself. So this won't in any way actually be the same sizing that the outside faces. For example, here we have a 5 pop cap, or out here it's 7. That's just how it works, but you know what, we'll learn to manage. And I cannot be fucked with actually counting, so now we're just doing this. Kind of just writing in the walls, trying to find out where they are. And I'm apparently far too good at this because I keep staying right where it's supposed to be. It's where this corner. Also, please do excuse me if I sound a bit tired. I very much am. I slept for most of the day, and yeah, I'm still tired, which is fucking annoying. But you know what? You learn to fucking manage. So yeah. So this is the last sides, at least. Like that. Now that we have all of these, we're going to say smear because we don't want to go through the roof. And from you to you. And that's the thing, it's kind of largely irrelevant how much we go up because it's on the smear tool, meaning that it doesn't go through any existing blocks. And that's why I like it as much as I do. Also, it's just me all these the wrong color. Oh. create a trim around. And the reason we're doing this is mostly just to make it look sort of enclosed, give it kind of the same look as we've got going on out here. Let's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. Right. Let's get back to it. What can we do here on the inside? Do I want it? Do I want to do it like that, or should I do it with stats instead? Like this creates sort of a trim around. I think that's actually better. Also, yes, I did see the fact that they are giving us copper chains, weathered lightning rods, and copper, where are they? Iron bars, or copper bars. And I am really excited. Also, the copper lanterns, I am really excited to see how I am going to use them in a build. Because it's not often I actually find something in these newer updates. I tend to be very, I don't want to say conservative in the way I am about Minecraft, but it is very much, tend to be very, very nostalgic of how things used to be. Because I started playing back in, that must be 2013, so 2012, 2013, around there. So a lot of what I remember from playing Minecraft back then is still influencing how I play Minecraft now. For example, I still have very, very slow progression when playing survival, in the sense that I don't have diamond until like way into the game. I very much am the type of person to just use iron tools for the most part. They very quickly get an iron farm set up, but I don't really feel the need to go digging diamonds. Although I do it eventually, or just start trading with villagers, it is still that slower progression of the game, which I really enjoy. And I think that's just almost a leftover from when the progression of the game was much slower, due to just the game being so, I don't want to say primitive or bare bones, but it was just so much more raw in a sense, at least compared to how it is today. And so, for example, the Caves and Cliffs update, I was very against it in the beginning, because even though it's been an ongoing joke that Minecrafters have been asking for a cave update, I felt like it was almost sort of too modded of an experience, in the way that it was done. I am quite pleased with how some of them look now, but it was almost too modded, and I still don't like a lot of the changes made, but I do feel that it was for the best in the end. So to find something that I like in an update just like straight out of the box is rare. It's very, very rare Though last update there was actually also something. For example, these copper bulbs. I loved the copper bulbs until they changed them to not include or not be one tick blocks anymore. That pissed me off just as much as most other redstoners, which you probably can't tell by the way that I build that I'm a redstoner, but trust me, I do dabble. Also, I'm going to turn these off. I was playing around a little bit with some of the newer, where are they? With some of the newer features, such as the firefly bush, I think it's called. And I forgot I had turned off all particles because I don't like them floating around. So, anyway, now that we have a trim around the top, what I think I'm going to do is I want to section this off so that we kind of have an outside, inside. I don't know how to do that properly. I use walls, but then I can't really place anything up against it. And the same issue with these, because if I place them in here, I don't want this weird edge. If I place them here, then we get into problems. Actually, already here. And then if I place it there, can't place it back there. I will figure it out, but I don't think I'm gonna like the solution either way, because again, I could do this. I'm just gonna check this solution out, because it would be in very bad taste of me to not even attempt it before. So here we have one solution how we could do it. I am just going to place a white wall on the block where I cannot place any block, in front of the project where I cannot place it. So like this. This is the closest we can get with any blocks. With this method, with walls, I think I would like to keep that template, because then we can blend it into here. From here to there, and from you to there, like that. No. So this is theoretically how close we can get, but we are not going to be doing that, because then we get this weird wall texture which does show up on the other side. So here we have the actual, then we have where we are going to be placing the blocks, if this is what we end up going with, because then we won't mess up the wall texture. Another option we have is, of course, something like this, which would have to have a start and a finish. And then we can just copy that and flip upside down and paste it there, and same drill. And then what we can do is we can take, we'll see how, I think I'll copy this to this side, right next to it over there. How I feel about it. And I want to test it out with another wood type, which is dark oak. So we'll just why did I copy it up there? Need to do this first. Just like so. This is actually easier. Like that. There we go. So what is this all about? There we go. This was the only one that I fixed. Right, so now we grab these and we grab these. Because then what we're going to do is we are going to absolutely just like so, which is only visible from one side because of how this works. So no, not stack smear. Like so. Then we are going to be obviously copying from you to you, over to here, and be pasting there, and be copying from you to you, flipping backwards, and this obviously doesn't fit. And let's just copy it, it's not anyway. So why is it? Oh, because I fucked up. That's why. Yeah. And just like so, everything is fine once. It's just like so, and then I just remember how I did this, and then we cover from this side, just consistent. Now we take there, rotate it around. Like so, and then we go in like so. What we're going to do is we're going to be placing all of these. Move. There we go. And then from there, just saying smear, just we've done past few times. Smearing it up, everything actually looks half decent. I actually think I like this one best so far. This one over here, not really feeling it. This one over here blends in too much. This one actually uses the strength of these, which obviously would be hidden, I think. And let's do this. Keep that. Remove this. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Yeah, I actually think that's what we're going to do. Separate the walls. So, besides just obviously separating this, it will also give us a template of how we're going to do this moving forwards in this room, because obviously we're going to have quite a few walls. So now we know what the template is, and whoops, and it is this. So if we can just raise this up by people. And there we go. There we have the template for our walls. Now what we're going to do is we're going to increase it. And that's it. Simple as that. Yeah, I like that. Let's copy you to go there, remove this, then we go from you to you. Which one was it? Just over there. I can't remember what I did. That's correct. Nope, no way, shape, or form. Let's just get rid of you, honestly. Right, so it's supposed to sit like that. Actually, help me a bit. Come on, that's that. And then from you all the way up, like so. Let's just correct you again. And just like that, we now have this wall, which we can use because we're going... Fuck. I really don't want to repair this staircase again. But I feel like I'm gonna have to. Honestly, let's just cut in front of it already, because I don't want to deal with that. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take from this point to this point. And we're moving everything else into place. just do that. Right. Then we move from you to you. Because from straight edge to straight edge. And just down. And just down. And just down. Down. And finally down. There we go. Our staircase has not been remade. We have walls all around. Everything is looking wonderful. Now, what we're going to do is, first of all, remove these. That looks horrible. I'm actually very glad I didn't go with the spruce. That looked so off. Oh, that was horrible. Right, so yeah, this mainly serves as like a walkway. We are going to create some sort of arch. Let's actually separate this into rooms. Because I have nothing better. Is this based on where these are? So I am just going to be copying these, rotating, flipping. Like so. Flip that way. Like so. Rotate, flip that way. Like so. Because the general idea here is that we have, I'm gonna use white as the room outline. That actually kind of annoys me that they don't like. We on either side now. If I don't, oh, because I'm an idiot. So like so. Now they like that. This also means that all these are incorrect. Let's just correct this before I do anything else. Right, so obviously we have our outer wall. I think that there's going to be some sort of open entrance, I think archway into there. And we have this sort of shape. There we go. Right, we can remove all of this. So this is the sort of shape we're going to be having for the rooms. What I'm going to be placing in here, I have no idea, but I'm kind of thinking open archway, and then some sort of indented doorway, or right. So let's place grey wall on the open archways. And these are wide, 3 wide, like so. And then the grey wall will be locked, or well, closed doors, as opposed to up here, open archways. Over here. Right. Oh hell no. Right, what can I do? What can I do? I can copy from this one over here. Now we just need to choose where this intersects the middle. Flip U. Push U in to include there. Then rotate U. Then flip U so that you fall in like that. Right, that will be the way to go. Flip, paste, rotate, flip. Rotate, maybe. Wait, where do we need to put it? We need to paste it in here, so rotate once more. Flip like that. That's what? That's the way to go. It obviously isn't. Oh, that's because I'm confused. Right. Wait, 2 layers? Since when do we have double layers of... I need to go investigate that afterwards. That can't be true. I don't recall making 2 layers, like that wouldn't make sense aesthetically. Especially after how much I've complained about it being ugly. In this last one, it's true. Amazing. Block. That's absolutely amazing. Then block. That wall. I am kind of considering having a bit of a drink. Just like a small one. Rum and coke maybe. I'm not really sure whether or not I should. I already had a glass of gin. kinda glass. Well, compared to the fact that it was whiskey, then it wasn't full glass. Whiskey is also served in rather small amounts. So, anyway, my alcoholism aside, let's get back to this. So what we're starting off with is kind of just sorry. First off, I need to figure out whether or not or rather what material we're going to be making the walls out of, because the material of which we make the walls need to fit into, well, the palette. And right now what we're working with is, right now we're down in the blackstone layer, so we're working within this sort of palette. However, we also have spruce. We also have, oops, that needs to be reintroduced. Okay. I'm just awful at this today. So, what else do we have? We have a bit of copper. We do actually have deep slate. And that's good news. That's good news. That was the wrong exit. There we go. That's the problem with everything being symmetrical. So these are all of the blocks that we have to choose from. And the thing is, with this being the flooring, it would look odd if it was also the walls, but this is not wall material in the sense of interior walls. This is exterior walls. So let's just put it here. Then we have the dark oak, which I actually put in over here. But that is kind of that's obviously the pillars, meaning that would not work. Like so, and then we're just really going to be going back there and removing you. So that is a no. There. This is also floor. For the central staircase. This is a part of this which builds out to obfuscate the light, and this is making it look more round, which means this is also disqualified. Then we have this, which functions as the separator between the walls, however, it can also make it look very too detached almost, because it's a lot of this very dark brown. So what we need to do is we need to introduce an outside element. I'm thinking the red or the actually think that introducing some sort of bars. I know I've built. They can't put all of it here. Just I need to fly around for a bit. Put in another. There we go. Cherry. We need. So this one is currently just kind of stand-in for all the mangrove blocks. Try just like a normal. Right, so it's not in this world, and I'm too lazy to try and find another one. Let's. Yeah. So let's do that here. Because this would work, but then it would have to be as a cover for the already existing wall, because this would be far too open as a standalone wall. Also, I am so happy I don't have anymore these inside corners where you then would have to go on the outside of the block just to make it an actual square, because then you would have to do it all. I'm so bad at that. I can literally just end it at the pillar. Right, so we have that. We are then going to be going upwards a bit, going upwards a bit. Oh, that's actually a good curve. Smear you in blown you there. Right. But we will work on a different system. Right, so now we just have to still find our wall color, obviously. I mean, what we could do, no, we couldn't do that because that doesn't have any stab areas. I need stab. Wait. This maybe is this a good mix of blocks? Like, I feel like the because like I feel like this white and dark actually contrast really well. So if I just quickly take one of out of these two, I like this one. This one here more. I don't know what I like. I feel like this one over here is better. But let's check it out inside. Where we are doing it. Over here. Oops. Now what we're going to do is raise all of this and just stand here. I actually feel like the blue is best in this situation. Yeah, I like that. What we're going to do is we're going to arm ourselves with 1, 2, 3. And this because we don't have a smooth variant, which I am violently opposed to. I like having smooth variants of everything. And let's... Is that better? Hell no. That's much worse. Right, so now what we do, we take you to you, then just, there we go. Actually take this and we raise it up as much as we can. Again, using the smear tool. Then just like this. We now have a perfect outline where we need this, or how we can easily repeat all of these pictures. The reason we do this is so that I can easily delete it afterwards, because I'm lazy. Right, so now we have this wall. Now we just need to essentially raise all of this in here. So just... and it's time to do like that. Copy from there to there. There we go. Go to there. we have incredible land walls. Then what we're going to do is place you there. Place you there. Why are you 4 block gap? Oh, it's because I'm stupid. I was legitimately afraid of having created a 4 block gap. Why did I just do that? Obviously we're going to be having a door. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on this side we're adding that, just so that you can't really see anything. Smear all the way up. We know the drill by now. Let's just copy from you to you. Let's rotate you around twice. In like so. That was a mistake. Smear. Now we. That's the dangers with working with something that does things like that. Now we have our easy entrance into there. Then what we're going to do is we're simply going to snake this down. So look at this. Yeah. Then we have this. I think I'm going to be making this in here. I don't even know, to be honest. I don't even know what sort of rooms I'm making. But I do like the idea of like having this sort of entrance into somewhere that is so close to the heart, also so difficult to get to. I have also kind of wondered how yeah, because you could easily have, because as you can see this is a dead end, so I have kind of turned this into like a staircase that goes down, maybe connects to the outer ring here, goes further out. I have no idea. I'm just but in case I do want to do that still, I'm going to implied and down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 7 / H sill. Yeah. 120 or 143 if I remember correctly. 25. But wrong. It's not H sill, it's just sill. There we go. Yep, and now we are what 2 blocks? What the fuck was that? It's fun. Yeah, this should line up like outside of this wall, and it does wonderful. Right, so now we have a giant hole beneath everything, which doesn't sound very, well, structurally sound. However, we can make this spiral staircase continue down. We can add in these little entrances from out here, which go down and then possibly around, maybe possibly further out. Who knows what we can do? I certainly don't. I just know who doesn't love good hidden underground base. Oh yeah, it goes into the negative. So it stops right around -64. Yeah, I'm just going to go here, all in, and then now we're just going to stress test my computer a bit by removing 1,616,600 blocks at a time. 1,487 blocks that time. Now we're removing 1,616,590. What we're left with is this. Oh, there we go. 27, still lower than that thing. See that moving in? A bit lower. Sorry for the bump on the microphone. Everything else working as it should. Right, everything is doing as it should. However, look at this thing we're left with. Oh yeah, that is true. It kind of do that. That is a lot of information. Not that it mattered one single bit. Because now we actually have room for whatever's going to be going on down there. Can't wait to play with that, to be honest. Now let's add you in. Let's very simply just and then 1, 2 goes that off. Now I can actually already tell you all I am getting increasingly tired. That may be because again I've slept all day and it's currently 1 a.m. So that's the good thing about being a hobby streamer, not really doing it for any sort of professional gain in any capacity. Yep. Well, that would easily be that I can say that once I have no. I do actually need to. So that would be that I can say all of what I teased you about what we're going to be doing today. Well, we won't be getting around to that. We may put in some of these lanterns up here, down in those ones, but I would expect that to be it because I can feel that I'm used to doing exteriors and doing interiors are very draining to me. I have no idea why. So what we're going to be doing is we're literally just going to be filling out this interior, making sure it looks somewhat good, and then I am going to go off and And yeah, that's just how it's gonna work. Why is... Oh yeah, because that's how it's supposed to look. Like so, everything lands correctly. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Everything good. There we go. Now we just need to paste it twice more. Maybe do a little bit extra, but I really want to paste it like that. I promise you that. That's not because I didn't like being alive. That's because partly because mostly because I don't just tired. This is also far too used to being alive and therefore don't have any special sort of need to be so. So this is connected via that and that's connected via that. Good. Just very quickly run all of this through. Now let's do. I'm quite sure that the original line of it well, they are now, that's for sure. Now what I do is I take this white block, this air block, all the grey wool will be gone. Right, so now what we need to do, we've done this sooner, we need to add this to every pillar. However, since I don't do this all day, I am going to be doing this. I'm just this, that. Just doing like this, going here, rotating. So, going in like that. I do also need to add the copper to most other blocks. I plan on keeping it mostly out in this corridor, but I am going to do some sort of copper work inside as well. So far we've kind of segmented it, made it so that you can easily add to these rooms, which I will be doing eventually. However, right now I really cannot be bothered because I am as tired as I am. I can barely focus on actually building, which is not a good sign. So I will unfortunately be leaving it there. It is about 1 to 2 hours earlier than I thought, and for that I do apologize. However, by me looking at the analytics for this live stream, I can see that no one is watching. However, to whom may be watching in the future, I appreciate it. I appreciate you suffering through whatever it is I did today. Add in sandstone. That took an hour to add in a few blocks of sandstone. Oh god, that's... I also did this over here, but that's miserable for That's miserable. Who did this entire outer ring. Double the time, but you know what? This is nothing. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for suffering through everything. I really do appreciate it. So, bye. Yes. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for suffering through everything. I really do appreciate it. So, bye.